Our game is called North Atlantic. It is a battle war strategy game, and the point of the game is you have troops with that are helicopters, tanks, or infantry, as noted on the icons, as you can see. The point of the game is to eliminate all troops by moving across the map and going behind enemy lines to eliminate all of their troops. We made this game using JavaScript and mainly HTML and some SVGs to create the icons and along with the map that you can see.
We have in place a fog of war, so when you view the map, you can only see one region around the troops you possess. So part of the game is locating where the enemy is.
When you initiate combat, there will be a battle window screen. In this screen, it will show you all 3 types of troops and where you can place them on the terrain. When you click on either infantry, helicopter, or armor, then you'll be prompted with a troop selection amount. With this, you can determine how you want to place your troops on the map, and it doesn't have to be all at once. You could maybe place 300 troops in one spot on the terrain, and then your remaining on another spot on the terrain. Also, if you don't want to spend the time of divvying up your troops, you can click Auto Distribute, which will auto distribute the troops on the map randomly for you.
Throughout the map, there are headquarters. Op4 and Blue4 each possess half of the headquarters at the start of the game. These headquarters, at the start of the turn, will provide you with reinforcements. You get more reinforcements for each headquarters you control. In addition, the headquarters will give a combat proficiency bonus to the defenders. So if you wanted to engage an enemy in combat, it would be best to bait them into fighting you while you're in headquarters. In the map, each region has its own terrain type. This comes into play when you initiate combat. Each of the 3 flanks will have different terrain. These terrains will augment the effectiveness of each troop type, which is why you need to place your troops into the flanks in which it is advantageous for their deployment. Additionally, after combat, craters will appear around the regions in which combat has occurred. These craters will augment the terrain, changing the effectiveness of troops during combat. On the right side of the screen in the log window, after combat begins, you will see a bar filled with blue and red. This represents the combat that is ongoing, blue representing the Blue-4 forces and red representing the Op-4 forces. Once this bar fills completely with one color or the other, it will print out the casualties of both sides in the log, and then it will say if the defending side has retained control of the region or if the attacking side has gained control of the region. Another feature of the combat system is the retreat. Whenever you enter combat and you lose, your force will retreat, but it will only do so if in adjacent regions you have allied forces. So it is imperative that when you are engaging in combat that you may not win, that you have allies in the vicinity so you are not completely eradicated.
Towards the end of the game, if a player is significantly winning, they will go on to capture all of the HQs. When they capture all these HQs, they can go strategically around the map and attack the player, killing them quicker and faster. What these headquarters do is when you see an enemy is close to there, when the player is up, he can then click on the HQ, get more reinforcements, so then he can immediately attack the enemy without having to move strategically around the map with his troops there. So the headquarters is a major advantage when you capture a lot around the map. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see a test suite button. If you click this, it will show the functions that we have tested with a passed in green next to them or a failed in red. We tested these off of the basic functionality of our program in our game and how all these tests pass and have them work correctly. Right when you click it, you'll see a victory windscreen pop up, meaning that the game is working for the wind handler. Also, you'll see that it changes turns because we also checked the change turn function, which handles it properly as well. And you can see how the other functions are handling with updating health and also damage